What is up guys, and welcome back to SP Vids. In this video, as you can see here, we have the humble SP202, and in this video what I want to do is answer some frequently asked questions about this device. I've actually been getting quite a lot of questions about the SP202 in the comments recently, so I really wanted to cover some frequently asked questions and hopefully it helps some of you out that are probably looking to purchase one of these at the moment. And what I've done as well is I've timestamped below, so if you are looking for an answer for a specific question, hopefully I've covered it in this video. Check out the timestamps in the description below and you can skip to whichever one you need the answer to. So the first question about the SP202, does this device need a memory card? The simple answer is no, it doesn't require a memory card to be able to use this device. So it has its own internal memory, but it's very, very small. On the lowest setting, which is Lo-Fi 2 and on mono, I think you can get a maximum of about 32 second sample time. And that sounds like it might be quite a lot, but in actual fact, that soon gets burnt up when you're doing chops and your drum sounds and everything like that. Internal memory wise, it does have some, but it's not amazing. You can get memory cards for these obviously, but they're not something that's manufactured anymore. You have to be digging around thrift shops and eBay or charity shops if you're in the UK. A good tip is to look for old digital cameras because they used to use the same format. I think it's a smart media card it's called. And it's the voltage which is the problem with these ones. So I can't remember off the top of my head, I'll pop the voltage on the screen that you need. The SP303 uses the same shape of card, but it isn't the same voltage, so it doesn't work. I've already tried that and was very disappointed when it didn't work because it fitted perfectly in the slot. So this device can run without a memory card. You can use the internal memory. A memory card obviously is going to give you a lot more storage, but they're pretty hard to get hold of, so that's something to look out for. Also as well, those cards on eBay are extremely expensive, and it's because everyone's kind of clocked on to the fact that people want them for the SP202 and the prices have been like massively inflated. So I think you're looking at about the same sort of price for the device that you are from a memory card. So it's good to know that you don't actually need one to make it a functional unit. But yeah, I mean, like I say, try and dig around those thrift stores, etc. to find a memory card because you're going to save yourself a lot of money if you do want to use this device and have extended memory time. The second question, and I get this a lot, is can you use the effects on this device just on a signal running through the unit? So by that, what people are asking is basically, can you use this as an effects unit? And again, this isn't a yes or no, it's kind of a you can and you can't. So with this device, you can use certain effects on the signal, but other effects rely on the internal memory, so you can't use those ones. And if I just point this to the camera here, and I'll zoom in for you guys, filter 1, filter 2, and ring mod, you can apply those all to the signal and have that recording out into a separate device. Pitch, time, and delay, you can't use those on the fly. Basically you have to have the signal in the internal memory so that it can process that signal and do what it needs to do. So it's a bit of a bummer on the pitch because obviously it would be amazing if you could repitch on the fly with this device. You have to record in first, then you can use pitch on your samples, and then you can transport them to wherever you want them to go. So whether it's into your DAW or into another SP device or an MPC, that's the process that you have to use for these. But yeah, filter 1, filter 2 and ring mod, they're all fair game. You can apply those to a signal running through and basically use this as a kind of an effects pedal. So that's super handy to know. But yeah, it's funny that it's the bottom row which you can and it's the top row that you can't. So that's the lowdown on the effects for that particular question. Another common question I get about this device is, can you build full beats on an SP202? Again, it's a yes and no situation really. You can build full beats on this, but it's very, very difficult. And the main reason why, you can't control the level of the sample once it's recorded into the device. So you can probably imagine how frustrating that is, that if you get all your chops, you get all your drums, and then you realize your chops are, one of your chops, for example, is way too loud. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to re-record it and change the record level for it to be quieter. And because you can't compare it against anything, you are kind of just having to guess the levels. So it's a very, very difficult device to make full beats on. You've got the same setup with the banks as a kind of like a SP303 actually. So you've got the pads and the banks, but yeah, that one issue of just not being able to do any kind of mastering, basically. You can't do any levels on anything that's in this device. Really, really frustrating. So my recommendation is, the way I use it is to record stuff into this, apply effects if you want to, use the sample rates, and then move those from one device into another, and then you can do all the levels and everything afterwards. That's a much better workflow for this device. You don't want this as your sole beat making device, basically. It's a bit too out of date, and yeah, because of those reasons I've mentioned, it's not ideal really. Okay, the final question is, where can you buy these devices from? Well, obviously they're not manufactured anymore, and that's been the case for a long time with these devices. So you do have to be going to the likes of eBay or Gumtree or those kind of places. Reverb.com is a good place for used gear, I believe. Personally, I got this one from eBay and it came from Japan. And as you can tell from, just looking at this thing, it is in absolutely mint condition. It was very lucky. I've heard of people getting scammed on eBay and stuff like that, but you should be protected through PayPal anyway. So make sure you read the listing carefully, etc., etc. Do all the things that you should do when you're looking at an electronic item. If it isn't working or if there's any kind of issue with it, I just personally wouldn't bother. It's got to be in full working condition, and it should be looking nice cosmetically as well. Like I mentioned with this one, it literally looks like it's from the factory, and when it turned up, I mean, it was even better than this. Obviously there's been slight wear as I've used this throughout the last year or last couple of years that I've owned this device, but it really is in amazing condition. I was super happy when it turned up, and the postage took a little bit of time with it coming from Japan, but yeah, I think it was worth it. And like I say, the risks are much lower these days with eBay. If you get an item that's not as described, you can raise a dispute and you'll pretty much get your money back if it's not what you were expecting. So yeah, the used market is where you have to go. Obviously be careful, but yeah, that's the only place you're going to pick these up at the moment. Another place you could ask is if you've got mates also that make beats, or maybe you can put out a Facebook post or an Instagram post saying you want to buy this particular device. People might come out of the woodwork and say that they've got one in your local area. That would be a big win, because then you could go and look at it and test it and everything as well. So if you can go local, that would be awesome. That would be an ideal situation. But yeah, I just went on eBay and picked this up, and it was imported from Japan. And like I say, I did get lucky with this one. It's in mint condition. Everything was fully working. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope this video helps you out and it gives you a bit more information about this device if you're looking to pick one up. Don't forget to head to spvids.com if you want to help me and my channel. You can pick up beat packs there for your lo-fi beats, and obviously the money that I get from that is keeping me going doing this. So I'd appreciate if you could go and do that. If you enjoyed the content, please smash that thumbs up. I'll be doing more content very, very soon. I do weekly drops and sometimes twice a week, 3 times a week. So it would be awesome if you could subscribe as well. But apart from that, that's the info on the 202. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Keep making beats, and I'll be back with more content soon. Peace!